Recently, you hear some people talking about who is the richest between the African richest man and the richest black man on the planet, Aliko Dangote, and the Portuguese football international, Cristiano Ronaldo. So, in this context, we look at this question and settle it amicably once and for all. So, before doing that, it is good that we look into the financial worth of each of these great men, like the financial worth and the source of incomes of Alhaji Aliko Dangote. Presently, Aliko Dangote is known as generally a businessman with his key source of income coming from his Dangote cement, which operates in about 10 African countries and produces about 48.6 million metric tons of cement annually. And likewise, Aliko Dangote also earns part of his income from Dangote fertilizer plant, which supply fertilizer to most of the African farmers. As we all know, African is an agrarian continent. He recently dabbled into oil and gas and owns the first operating refinery in Nigeria, which is Dangote Refinery. And if you want to look at the prospect of this company, you can see that like Dangote cement is expanding every day. The Dangote fertilizer plant is also not relenting. And Dangote Refinery is even expanding the scope of doing business beyond getting crude oil from Nigeria, where it is based. It is now getting crude oil from other international countries, including Algeria. So, and recently, Alhaji Aliko Dangote talked about him investing into steel development, which is another company that is coming on the way. So, that means his prospect of increasing his wealth, financial worth, is every day increasing. And if you look at that of Cristiano Ronaldo, as is well known, he's an international footballer, and most of his wealth comes from the weekly football wages he collects from the clubs where he play. And endorsement deals he has with some companies like the advertisement companies, the television companies, and the image rights he collects. So this endorsement deals and the football wages are part of his wealth. And unknown to many people, Cristiano Ronaldo also earns part of his wealth from CR7 brand. CR7 brand is a standalone company owned by Cristiano Ronaldo, which deals into clothing, that is fashion, accessories, hotels, and gym. This particular CR7 brand earns him hundreds of millions of dollars annually. And why it is important to agree that with the current age of Cristiano Ronaldo, the money coming in from the football wages and the endorsement deal is winding up over years, and the next, let's say, 5 years, he may be forced to retire from football due to age, but that may not end the source of his wealth, but it will definitely reduce the money that comes from the football wages and endorsement deals. So, but his CR7 brand is still there to fetch him on. So he still also has at least something to rely on in accumulating more and more wealth. Now, let's look at the financial worth of these great men as of today. As of today, April 2nd, 2025, Aliko Dangote is 23.8 billion US dollar worth, while the financial worth of Cristiano Ronaldo is 800 million US dollar. You can see all the financial worth of Cristiano Ronaldo is even a dot in the circle of the financial worth of Aliko Dangote. That is, all the 800 million US dollar that Cristiano Ronaldo has is a change on the financial worth of Aliko Dangote, which is 23.8. That $0.8 billion, 0.8 that is on the financial worth of Aliko Dangote is all that Cristiano Ronaldo has. And if you want to put this side by side, looking at the chart below, you can see the blue bar. The blue bar is representing the financial worth of Aliko Dangote, which is about 96.4%, while the financial worth of Cristiano Ronaldo is about 3.6%, which is the one in the like the pink color. So you can see Aliko Dangote is like 30 times richer than Cristiano Ronaldo.